This was supposed to be a technical video, but a situation has happened, so that will have to wait. Hopefully not too long though. Instead, today I want to yap about why you shouldn't be using LLMs specifically for writing and reading, and not even code, just regular text in general. Okay, now that 90% of my dear viewers have closed the tab, I want to apologize to the rest of you. I don't have any good yapping setup here. As you can see, my background doesn't even have a fancy professional YouTuber setup with purple lights. I don't have a shelf with Funko Pops and Red Bull fridge or whatever these kids do these days. So you just have to endure me, I guess. So a brief backstory. The other day I visited a blog of someone who I used to quite admire during my long web dev days, and I was quite shocked to realize that his blog has turned into, into AI slop. You know, your typical, oh, software engineers are over, now you will be a shepherd of virtual agents, you will be a product manager with product thinking, and I'm not even going to argue the point itself. It's besides the point. What I have noticed is that the article itself and all other recent ones are clearly AI generated, or at least heavily written with AI. You know, these typical, it's not just X, it's Y, short self-reinforcing sentences like counting 2, 3, exact number of bullet points. You all know what I'm talking about. I'm pretty sure all of you can instantly clock the slop when you see it. I'm not gonna name any names, I'm not starting any internet drama, but just know that it is someone who I used to respect quite a lot, and now he turned into a complete bot. He became an NPC practically. So I frustratingly wrote this article on Twitter that you see on your screen now, and I'm not gonna read it here. If you want, you can pause and read it. Beside the point, whatever. TLDR is that you really should not use LLMs for writing and for summarizing someone else's writing. It is literally never good. If you're young, like in high school or in college or in uni, you are in your very active stage of mental development now. And outsourcing your writing skills is no different than, I don't know, lobotomizing yourself with a shovel that you found in some rat-infested hoarder house. I don't know, I'm watching Clean with Bear right now, so. And if you're in your middle ages, middle ages, well, first, welcome to the club. And second, if you stop actively engaging a part of your brain that puts your thoughts into words, well, you know what happens to old people when they stop using their bodies. And in case of brain, you just become senile. And I'm not saying about programming in C language, okay? And here's the thing. You can't just say, oh, it's just for one email, or I'm gonna proofread and then edit it, or oh, people been NPCs this whole time, nothing changed, or what other arguments? You wouldn't stop using calculator for doing complex math, would you? No, 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 no. Well, first, calculator or a typewriter arguments are beyond stupid, and I know for sure that you are much smarter than bringing those up. But mainly, in the age of accelerated slopification, you, above all else, must protect your own agency at all costs. Your ability to actually think and learn for real is what makes you different. And it is obvious to anyone that the best way to learn something, or to reinforce some knowledge, or to memorize anything is to sit down and write it with your own hands, or to explain it to someone. You can't skip this mechanical part if you want real deep understanding of something. Writing is thinking. Your language significantly shapes your thoughts. Anyone who knows more than one language knows that I'm thinking and writing much differently in Russian compared to English. So when you use LLMs to do that for you, you effectively substitute your own thoughts with whatever it spits out, even if it's something tangentially near to what you had in mind. This is actually why junior programmers should not be using AI to write code. They should first learn a trades of the craft. and only then start using power tools. Because otherwise, it's just like tutorial hell, but so much worse. And about reading with AI, or here's 2000 word blog post, or here's the video, turn it into 5 bullet points. This is a very bad idea. First, if you don't respect the author enough or simply don't care enough about the topic to even skim the text manually or skip through the video, just close the tab. You will save much more time like this. And in all other cases, do you really believe that LLM is able to correctly summarize it? Or that it is somehow unbiased? Of course not. Besides, there are already enough things that actively degrade our attention span. So please, either actively read and watch things, or just, I don't know, it's better to look at the wall for 30 minutes. Even that is more productive than summarizing blog posts. I don't even know how else to convince you. There is a positive to all of this though. The bar now is so low that it's never been easier to start creating. Writing, making videos, drawing. The fact that someone watches me at all is huge proof of that. 10 years ago, nobody would have cared about anything I have to say. And now there's so much noise that it's very easy to stand out. And before we end, I don't say that there is no value to LLMs when working with text. No, 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 no. I'm not super hell-bent against AI. I'm not like anti-AI activists, not at all. For example, I might have an idiom in mind in my native language, and asking LLM if there is an analogous idiom in English is usually quite helpful. But use it responsibly. Do not substitute your brain with it. I don't even know why I'm wearing headphones while recording it, to be honest. So I actively encourage you. Uh, Start a blog, or even just write for yourself and don't show to anyone if you're too shy. And if you just really want to parrot the current thing, do it yourself. Just please remember that your agency, your brain, is all you have left. Alright, thanks for listening. Back to regular things soon. Or if you want more yapping, just let me know, because as you can see, I like to yap. It is much easier than writing code.